Okay, we're live. I'm late. not very late. Okay. Screen says now. Computers, well, now the computer says it. And this is how we start all lives. A little bit frantic. I'm trying a new camera setup. I think I did it last week. Good morning, good morning. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, now that I know I'm actually up. Thank you for that. Let me move some screens around. Pardon me. It's like cleaning after company gets there. Just in case my Nightbot doesn't wake up. I got my commands up, got all my moderators. That's okay. Anyway, Melissa says, good morning. And I guess I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm Coleen, and this is my channel, Coleen Sews and Chats. And as the channel name indicates, I sew and I chat. I tend to do more of one than the other, but that's okay. Quilting, sewing folks, at least in my community, we like the visit. Okay. Oh, now I'm going to get in my chat. The chat is live. If you're getting the replay, don't forget to drop that live chat down and follow the chat along because we have some goofy people. And I love everyone. We have fun with the chat, and we also have helpful links and such in the chat. And if anything I mention is not in the description below, let me know and I'll try to get you a link to it if you're wanting a link. And of course I'm going to cough as soon as I turn that camera on. Goodness, there went everybody. All right, now my PSA for my channel, because it's been a while and I didn't do this the last couple times because I'm a horrible person, is please don't share personal contact information, email address, etc. Email or address, etc. Be cautious about sharing any personal information in a live chat. Keep comments positive and respectful. And this is straight from YouTube's terms of service. So I expect that to be law of the land in my chat. Just for any new people that are, coming in. And it is the pinned comment this week. Because like I said, it has been a while, and I will reiterate what I've said on many of my lives. My moderators are there for a reason. They have pretty blue wrenches, but they are very, very good at throwing them when needed, if needed. I got their backs. All righty, now that we got the housework out of the way, Melissa says, who is practically creative, PSA, please pay the rent. Wink and thumbs up. Coleen appreciates it, and YouTube algorithm will share her videos with more people. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that. And Sherlock Sews, Lori is here. She says, hello, everyone. And Melissa did not pay the rent. Paid the rent. Sorry. Horrible mod. Lynn Bylis is here. Yay! Good afternoon. It is afternoon over in the UK, and it is morning down in Australia. Got friends all over the place. And it is bedtime in Canada, where one of my other mods, Tracy A, is. Okay, everybody say good morning. Oh goodness, summer holidays. Lynn's excited for summer holidays because so and so and so. I'm excited for no school. Last one is out of school. No more driving. Okay, we've got to drive to get his permit today, and then he's going to get his license. So mom is done. Can't take no more. Anyway, today, the block that I was going to work on is the, see, I was so close to having to do everything where I needed it. Whoops. Yeah, from the, what is it? Oh, okay. Quick and Easy Block Tool book. I got this one from Halo. I will leave a link in there under exclamation book when the bot warms up, because it's not going to come up until it warms up. Anyway, this one is called Odd Fellows Chain, or as I called it on my thumbnail, or I knew, Old Fellows Chain. A variation of that, I used their half square triangle thingies to recreate it, and then I made my own pattern from it. You know, how can I put this together without using their stuff? And that's what I was doing last year. That was working for me, it seemed like. It seemed like people were enjoying that, so I thought I would start it up again this year. And I want to remind everyone that Melissa, Sylvia, and I all have a dynamic trio block of the month. Every month around the 15th, I believe, we have decided that we're going to, if the bot's awake, you know, it takes that thing a while to wake up after you start a live. Melissa put in hat trick because that's what I call our group. I thought I like that name. It's a hockey reference. I know, sports. It's also, isn't there a block called hat trick? Or card trick. It's called card trick. Okay, anyway, hat trick. So you're going to see our hashtags hat trick a whole lot because there's 3 of us. It's a hockey term. It's a 3 thing. Look it up. I'm not explaining. Anyway, I'm still waking up. We've got the block of the month going. This month's block was elephant. All 3 of our channels have it. And I also have dynamic trio in there when it wakes up. If it wakes up, if it doesn't, I'm out of options on making it work for my channel. I really don't know what else to do. I've uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and changed the commands and everything. But anyway, Melissa says, isn't hockey the one where they try to put a ball through a basket while it skates? I'm just going to say, yeah. That's the one. and football is where they try to put it in the hoop, and we've tried to explain to Melissa about sports. Honest to goodness, I've tried. Anyway, so we've got the block of the month going around the 15th every month, and we're going to try to start a thing on Saturdays next month. We're still talking sports illiterate. We're still talking getting the times narrowed down, I think, and stuff. But when we all are absolute, and probably the day before we do it, we'll let you know. So anyway, that's what we got going on. And Dynamic Trio is the hashtag for the block of the month that we're doing. I'm playing catch up, so you'll see those on my channel. And I'm going to do premieres Friday for those. Right now I've got the doghouse. It's in 3 parts. I just can't get it down. Down to where I thought it would be understandable and still do. The girls are great at that. I say that, I mean Melissa and Sherlock, or Melissa and Sherlock. Melissa and Sylvia, who is you and me FPP. Anyway, they are great at that, getting it condensed down into just a tiny amount. You get the information, get it, get out. I'm not so good at that, so I'm also not doing the 16-inch blocks that they're doing, because until I want a 16-inch block, I don't want a 16-inch block. But the 12 16-inch blocks are going to make a quick and easy sew quilt lap size is 16, 12, 12. Oh. Melissa says, no, Sylvia is great at doing short explaining videos. I'm learning from her. And that's what's great about us. We all kind of learn from each other. Okay. I know from what I did yesterday, and I seriously regret what I did yesterday, that this is going to take a while. I've got an hour to do the second half. This first half took me a while. Hopefully I'll do better the second half. But I already did some of it. This will be the top and the bottom. So we have these mini flying geese. Everything is down in the description. So, whoops. We have these mini flying geese right here. and on the sides, and you'll see when it comes together. I'm using 1.5 by 2.5 unfinished, which means these are little. I need to use bigger. Okay. Pardon me while I have a slurp of my coffee. I noticed that in my lives when I rewatched so I can see the chat. I slurp my coffee. Let's see if I can get the side without the lipstick on it. My husband accidentally broke my mug a while back and bought me a new one. Enjoy every moment. Let's see. So according to my camera, according to my screen, you can see this right here. And I'm using a 1.4 for the FPP. And honest to goodness, I would not suggest making it this small. Double all the measurements and make it bigger. Good afternoon, Sylvia. And Sylvia says, hi, sunshine. Hello, and we're getting some clouds today and some mist out here in the Ozarks of Missouri. I rated everything in the bot. I can't make it work. If it doesn't want to work, though, let's see. Linen starter, Christmas in July. You know, I thought about doing this in Christmas fabrics, but I'm kind of staying to a, you see, oh, which way am I leaning? Over here. Kind of staying to those color themes right now, which is, oh, spoiler alert, that one, whoops, maize block. What else we got up there? Potato chip quote thingies, the elephant and the houses, the cat. Oh, the truck. I like the truck. I'm gonna have to make another one. I had to fiddle with the pattern because it wasn't exactly, I made some mistakes with my angles, but anyway, I like the truck. And up in the corner, there's some mini Dresdens, just in case you're nosy like me. Up in this corner, there's some mini Dresdens that have not found a place for them yet. Okay, so I've got some flying geese. Let's see, cut those off. I've already got the first piece of fabric on my flying geese, pretty side away from you, numbers towards you. And I cut the 1/4 inch off. Past, okay, let's see if I can explain this well. The first piece of fabric will be in these lines. I'm cutting a 1/4 inch past so I can line my next piece of fabric up, and you don't need a light box that way. So when I cut the 1/4 inch past right here, I can just line my fabric up right there because that's where my seam allowance needs. I could do 1/8. I'm not comfortable doing 1/8. I fold the paper back, try not to cut the paper. I'm going to tilt you a little bit. Close your eyes. Every time. Okay. This is not working. Pardon my close-up. There we go. Off with her head, which is my favorite part of my morning. So I'm just putting that line on my 1/4 inch, pulling the paper up, and cutting this off. I've said in my videos, I don't know whether I adapted that way or learned that way. I really can't remember. It's been a couple of years. So same with this one. I'll do both of them. And I just used an Elmer's, nothing else that I want, an Elmer's stick glue. Squeegee chair. Plain old Elmer's, which is probably a good time to buy. Any school supplies you use for your crafting, it's a good time to buy. I think they go on sale soon, if not yet. And I think, a lot of states have the sales tax holiday the first part of August. So that's a good time to get sales. We love a sale. Yesterday, my body was done. I wanted to do some more of these flying geese because I knew I wasn't going to get them all done today. I couldn't. So we'll get done what we get done. And as always, I'll take a picture, but I did record everything I did. So I can put a tutorial up on this block when I get it all edited. Okay, so I've done a 1/4 inch. Let's see if we can get some light. So you can see that. Nope, you can't. But when I'm doing my tutorials from over here, oops, you can see the light perfectly shades through that 1/4 inch. I call them tutorials. That is a very loosely used word. There's Tracy in Canada. Good morning, Tracy. Oh, it's not working. The bot still isn't working. I am so sorry. Denise Soaphatch 33. Good morning. Yes, you got the live. And good morning, Dee Dee. Now that's sunshine. Dee Dee is sunshine. You guys came in after I took my head off, didn't you? It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everyone. Don't hate me if I don't get in the chat because this is parts and pieces, and I don't know if I can get it done. I have morning voice. I see when I cut that off, all I have to do is line my, and I put in the description strips, 2-inch strips, because you can do it from strips too. I'll do that in a minute. All I have to do is line my raw edges of my fabric up right there and take it to my machine, stop at the point that line stops at on number 2. In my opinion, flying geese are the easiest to start with. I vacuumed under here yesterday and my pedal ran away. They're the easiest to start with because it's only 3 pieces. And you can make a lot of things with flying geese. Forward and backward. Stay on the line. Lift my foot to make sure that I stopped when I'm supposed to. My premiere Friday will be at 10 a.m., which means chat will be live, but the video will be recorded. And it's the FPP doghouse. Unless something happens to change that plan. And then I'm just cutting outside the line of my paper. Now, these are papers from Fat Quarter Shop. And clearly, I don't know how to cut. Problem is, I'm trying to stop right there so I don't waste the whole piece of fabric. Cheap like that. Fat Quarter Shop does not put the seam allowance line around them like most do. It has a line out here because they want you to go all the way out and then cut down. To me, that's wasting a little bit more fabric than I need to, but it does ensure that you do have the correct size when you cut it down. So, follow their directions or do it like me. So anyway, the seam allowance would normally be a dotted line 1/4 inch in. That is 1 to 2. Let's see. Nope, that won't work. I'm notorious about putting smaller pieces on there than I can use because I make bad choices. I'm just lining my 2 fabrics up on that line that I cut just the other side between the 1 and the 3. And this time I'll go all the way outside, drop the needle, back stitch, following a line on a piece of paper. And I've seen people, that's actually how they teach kids sewing. Give them some line paper, have them follow the lines. I can't remember who said that. I would give you credit if I could. Then you take that piece back, double check to make sure it covers the entire paper and it's not, wonky like that, which I have done. I'm finger pressing it. Normally I would press it with my iron and then cutting off everything outside of that piece of paper. So FPP is very good for scraps. If you want a bunch of flying geese, get you some FPP. Perfect points. I say perfect points, but we're not going to look closely at that because y'all are my friends. Friends don't do that. Anyway, that is the first light medium combination, and this is going to be the inner star. Another one. There it is. And these are just cut-offs from other things. I've still got threads on them where I pulled them out. I'm going to use this little strip. Let's see. Thank you, ladies, for sharing channels. I am sorry the Nightbot is not working. I did reset the timer for every 20 minutes to put up subscribe and all that because that bugs me. So I'm lining my raw edges up between them. Wow, that was wrong. Let's do it this way. Now pretend like it is it. Now I'm lining my raw edges up. If you have a light box and you'd rather use a light box, you can use a light box to see through it. Oh, you can see right here. See the shadow on my finger? You can see the 1/4 inch right there. And then you're going to sew the line between 1 and 2. And this one stops right there, so that's where my needle's going to stop. Lord willing. And sometimes I use my 1/4 inch foot. I cut my threads off because I tried waiting to the end to do this one time when I was doing those pineapples. It was a mess of threads over here. And not that it's not a mess all the time of threads, but that was worse. Now I'm going to push that piece of fabric back, make sure it covers the entire piece of paper, and it does. Can you see the shadows? Anyway, I was going to say something right then. What was I going to say? Oh, Melissa teaches how to do flying geese. Is that what I'm supposed to say? You can't see me, but I'm grinning ear to ear for that one. Sylvia is a great teacher. She needs to get her. There was something funny right there, but I lost it. She did. We need to get her back up and going after her health problems. Okay, that piece is going to fit there, so I'm going to use it. You can tell it's just a scrap piece. Again, between the 1 and the next piece of fabric is 3. I'm going to sew that line. Oops, that slipped. Line my edges up. What was I going to say? It was going to be amazing. You should know. Informative, thoughtful. Oh, let's talk about cutting threads off. What was I talking about? And then the squirrel came and attacked me. But Sylvia does teach FPP. And she makes custom FPP, which is if you give her a picture, she can make custom FPP. And there is a link. What she does is you request it. She sends you an invoice for how much it's going to cost. And I can tell you that she is on par with the typical FPP patterns, but hers are custom, so we got that one done. I see. I didn't understand this when people were explaining it about, is this piece enough to big enough to use? Well, after I put my 1/4 inch in here, this one's it's really not. It's going to have a little bitty space there, which would probably work for an FPP if I needed it, but I'm not going to fiddle with the size piece because when my hand starts shaking, it's all done. I'll keep those though. Okay. Now I'm going to do, where's the pieces? This rectangle, which is a 2.5 by 1.5 dark piece in the notes below, with a 1.5 inch square. Just doing that snowball on one side. I'm showing me. Am I showing you? And for that one, draw lines on the 1.5 inch square. You need, how many did you need? 2, 4, 6, 8. So 4. You need 4. One of these lines aren't right. I bet it's this one. Yeah. You need 4 lifting up this way and 4 oh, I see what I did. Lifting up this way. I had them separated and I grabbed 2 from the same side, so, but that's okay because it's just the line. So I've got one line going this way, one line going that way. We're going to do a thread over from the line, which is a scant, or we're not. You know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. If I do it right on the line, I am not going to have a fit. And it is. Go ahead and do this one too while I'm at it. See if I can do better. Okay. And when you do that, you want to do the thread towards the side you're going to be cutting off. The scant toward the side you're cutting off. I do better with my 1/4 inch foot for some reason doing this. Nobody wants to do a scant. I don't want to do a scant. Anybody really want to do a scant? If it's a scant, I go, nope. Not today. Then when you push these back, I actually should have done all those. It'll cover up the dark piece that you're using. It covers that. Let's get closer. Covers the dark piece. So I'm going to go ahead and I think a lot of people would just use scissors for this. I'm not good at eyeballing the 1/4 inch or cutting a straight line or even anywhere close. Check this one too. Make sure it goes back, covers the purple. And it does. Wow. That never happens. It goes exactly where it's supposed to. I don't know what's up with my iPhone. Oh, I did put subscriber only mode on, and I did it for 24 hours. It changes every time I do a live because I like to keep people on their toes. And in case you're new here, I hold all comments. Let's see, where does this one go? I'll just put them there for right now. I want these 2 facing opposite directions with the line I've drawn. You can see the third line. Whoop, goes corner to corner. One will go from here to here. The other one goes from here to here. Oops. I have pretty good luck sewing on the line like this because when I mark the line, I put my pencil at the corner and then I butt my ruler up against it, and then I hold that one still and I put it down here and make sure that I've got the width of whatever I'm marking with accounted for. I should have chain pieced all of these, but and honestly, normally I don't push them back. I just say, well, it's going to fit or it's not. And I go ahead and cut and put them in. Oh, somebody said Halloween quilt. Oops. Oh. What do I need to do to lose my chat? Melissa asks, did you only use FPP for the Flying Geese? So the block is blend of FPP and traditional patchwork. Yes, it is. Yes, I'm sorry. I started out with the Flying Geese because that's the most annoying. But if you wanted to do this traditionally, the Flying Geese, all you need is the 1.5 by 2.5 rectangle and then 1.5 inch squares for each. That's all you'd have to do. And you put one side on at a time, sew and flip. I got FPP paper. I just wanted to use it. I did. I just wanted to use it. I do that with new stuff. I get something new and I got to use it. I don't care if I could do it a lot easier another way. I'm going to use it just to justify buying it. Oops. Did I say that I hold all comments till I've had a chance to read them? I don't know how well that's going to work out if this channel ever gets big, but let's stay small. Now these should be, as they should. I'm going to trim this one down because I've got an edge down there that's pinked, which apparently when I cut, I left a little extra on. These should be 1.5 by 2.5. And when you're trimming, let's not cut ourselves. It's not my rotary cutter, but I keep cutting myself and I don't even know how. I did it there, and I don't know how I did it. When you're trimming these, this up here, this corner, will be 1.5 here on this corner and 1.5 on this corner. So if you have both of those at the 1.5, that's where you want it. You want to trim that excess off. And I do have a little bit because of the way I sewed that. There we go. Oh, that was a thread. That's basically a thread. You probably can't even see. Easier to see on the table. Heading that direction. For some reason, I never have the pressure as good as I should. And if you have questions about FPP, I've said Sylvia may not always be here, but you can always find her on her channel. And as far as applique and stuff like that, also, Melissa is great with tips. They're both great at everything, but I'm trying to. Okay. I've got these sewn for these. Oh, we have HSTs for the corner. These right here. I did 2 at a time HSTs because I was using scraps, and that's what size I had in the white. And then also need 4 1.5 inch squares after we sew this. Let's put these pieces up here and we'll put it together later. Later. Denise Soap Patch says, thanks for the visit. See you later. Later, Denise. Have a good day. Have a good week and weekend. No, Melissa, you're the only one that schedules a nap. Everybody else, when their eyes close, they're out. Melissa asked if she's the only one that puts nap on her to-do list. She figured she needed to put something she can actually do on hers. You know what I learned from Dee Dee? If you have a to-do list and at the end of the day your to-do list isn't done, it's okay to throw it out and start another one the next day. Good morning, Angel. Angel over at Halo Inspirations LLC is here, and it could be paper cuts. I just don't know what my deal is. I keep doing it. Now, these are 2 at a time HSTs, which means I drew a line from corner to corner. And now I'm going to go 1/4 inch on both sides and sew. I cut these at 2 inches because they're going to be trimmed down to 1.5. And I could have got away with 1 7/8 if I am very precise, but I am not. So, and since I took my 1/4 inch foot off, I'm going to use my tape. Yesterday when I was doing this, I put this under there and I sewed right on the line. So I'm going to put the line on one of the black lines. There's a black, red, and a black line. They're each 1/4 inch. I'm putting it on the black line. I prefer my 1/4 inch foot. I mean, this one, red. And I've learned machines will eat your corners more often if you haven't cleaned them. Mine will anyway. I don't know about yours. Yesterday, I had a long talk with my machine when I started. I know I need to clean you. Please get me through this. And then I need a corner. I also changed my needle. That can cause that too because the needle is pushing instead of piercing. Wow, that made sense. Kind of proud of myself for that one. Anyway, new needle, clean the machine, and it is not eating my corners anymore. Leaders and enders also help that. I have never gotten in that habit. It's a good habit to have. I just haven't bothered trying to make that a habit. And I'm cutting down that line. You can cut them with scissors down that line. You can, however you get that cut, do it. Don't have to cut straight. Just, don't cut your threads there. And dark side at the top. I'm going to push that back. This is bias, so I'm doing it carefully. I am going to press it because I did the other ones. All right. You drop an iron too many times, it doesn't like you after a while. I don't even know if it's plugged in. Of course it's not. Sorry about that. I don't leave it plugged in if I'm not using it. And I forgot to plug it in this morning. Oh, there's a love fest going on in the chat. Don't know what happened. But we love each other. The dark side up. Then gently give that just a little finger press so you don't stretch your fabrics out. Dark side up. Press them back. You could get an easy bonus. These aren't supposed to be here. Bonus quilt by using leaders and enders, Melissa says. Yeah, but then you've got to see. Then I've got to plan that. That seems like a lot of planning. You underestimate my laziness. I should set the seams. Don't tell anybody. Set the seams. Then push the dark side. All right. Go the way I want you to. Good morning, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Laura Lynn, I imagine. It's good to see you. I have been silently lurking. I think I missed this weekend, though. I missed 2 lives this weekend because I was messing up patterns. And my Nightbot isn't working. Oh, thank you for coming. I know you're busy. I appreciate it. These are going to score down to 1.5. It's always good to see Laura Lynn and everyone, actually. But no, I follow people that just make me happy. And she is always smiling and positive, just like all my other friends. I keep telling my husband, you know, your husband or wife is supposed to be your best friend. I keep telling him. I'll show you. I'm just using the diagonal line on my ruler, nothing fancy. This line that goes straight down here. I'm putting it up here, measuring 1.5 inch this way, 1.5 inch that way. And I do both sides because I want a straight side because clearly I sew wonky. But you can hide it. My husband says we're friends. So every time he says something that's not friendly, my friends don't talk to me like that. You need to go watch them on YouTube. That didn't come out right. Don't put your fingers in front of your blade. You'll have more than paper cuts. Maybe I do need to change my blade again. Mount Mom Pop, if my bot was working. Aww. Thank you. Laurelyn says, happy to see you on. She's just working away, she says. I thought, that makes me want to cry. Y'all just don't know how hard it was. Not having time to watch, and when I was watching, between the pain medication and the muscle relaxers, I just didn't feel. I just didn't feel. Whoops. And if you want to see some of the people I follow, you can go to my landing page, and there's links to their YouTube pictures and stuff are on there, mom and pop included. My bot is not working, and I have no reason. I just have no reason for it. Thank you very much, Melissa. In case you live under a rock and don't know, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop is on YouTube. That's right. Oh, goodness. I am going so slow. I may put this in a drawer and dig it out next week to finish it up on live, because this is just too slow. Okay. Now these are going to make hourglasses for the corners that I just drew. And they're going in to out. So I have to look at that one. And then I don't know, setting squares, is that what we're going to call those? That's what I'll do. What I don't get finished this week, we'll get back next week and finish. Or I'll do it in a video tutorial because it's easier to follow than me. Okay. Please stay on the board when I pick this up. There we go. Now we're just going to sew 4 patches. I'm going to chain piece. I think this is how I figured out that my machine was mad at me for not cleaning it. Line up the edges after I flip it over and make sure my edges are lined up. 1/4 inch. I usually flip from right to left because that's what I do. Just have to make sure your edges are lined up. Jeez. I also noticed that I did not put the side off of that one. I still veer at the end of my 1/4 inch. When I'm sewing, I get to the end. Put that back where it goes and flip it over. I still start traveling, so my 1/4 inch winds up an 1/8 occasionally. I am working on it. I am not undoing every one I mess up. I'll go back over it actually, but I'm just not undoing them. Right over the left, make sure our edges are straight, especially the one you're fixing to sew on. My hands want to do their own thing for a second. They don't get to do their own thing. And to save from cutting threads here, I guess, is why I do this. It seemed more efficient to do it like this. Yesterday, I did them wrong. And these are wanting to lay to the light side, so that's the way I'm pressing them, is to the light side. And so this seam is pressed this way. This seam is pressed this way. So they will nest when I flip them over together. Oops. Flip them over together and get, this used to drive me nuts when people explain this because I just was not getting it. Get these 2 seams butt up against each other. There's a little bitty lip right here, little bitty lip right there. You want those 2 touching each other, and you want to pin them so they stay that way. But you know, we're quilting rebels. We're going to hold on to it and then cry later. Make sure the edges are all lined up. Press to the light side. And I appreciate you guys talking in chat while I'm working, because I'm just not as good as some. Okay. All right. That is right. And I press the light side, these two, and I'll flip them over and nest those seams again. And if you were pinning, I would pin on both sides to keep that from shifting on me. But we want to make people nervous, so we're going to do it without it. If you enjoy precise work, I am so sorry. And these, when I turn these around, I'm going, this seam runs over the top, this seam runs over the bottom. I'm going to separate those, I think. It's easier to do on the ground. I'm going to separate those to spin so they are flatter. It never looks right to me, but makes it its own little pretty four patch right there. That's very hard to see. And yeah, I couldn't have picked a smaller size. There you go. Let's see if we can see the seams. Now, if you're my friend, you ain't looking at this. Just saying. Oh. Halo says, y'all are early risers. That's how we get things done. Seam on top, I'm going to pull backwards. At least I thought it was. Seam on bottom, pull forwards. Okay. Has one too many stitches in it that don't pull out. There we go. I went above my seam line because you don't want to cut into your seam line. There. And now it's going to press pretty. This rarely works for me. I'm impressed. Let's see. Just saying hi. See, we get the bestest people in the chat. I love my peoples. What was I going to do? Okay. Got these two corners done. And we've got, let's see, that right? Got those two done. And these are going to go over here. I really love these fabrics together. I doubt myself all the time, so I'm going to use them. I don't care. I'm going to use them. And then we have more flying geese. 8 flying geese all together. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 2 on each side with dark. Is this the sky? This is supposed to be the sky, right? The outside. I was calling them wings. I make bad choices. I'm going to cut those off at 1/4 of an inch so I don't need to use the light to line up my fabrics. 1/4 inch past the line, the outline of where the fabric goes. I don't know if Halo has these, because I got some of them. I know I didn't get these particular ones. Halo has lots of Emma FPP triangles and such. Triangles? Flying geese. Flying geese. In her store. And you know, I like supporting small businesses. So come on, hands, you got another 30 minutes and you don't be acting up. Try to keep it 10 hour. I knew I was going to go over because yesterday when I did these, I knew there was no way this was getting done on one live. But I will do one of two things. Finish it off and put a video up. I was going to do a video tutorial type style. I say type style because, I don't know, I try to teach. I am trying. Just kind of do what I do and hope for the best. So a tutorial type one up for it. Quarter-inch over the line for that first piece of fabric. Whoops, don't do that. Pulled my fabric out. Okay, these pieces, too small for me. I'm not going to tell you what's under there because I don't want people to freak out. All right, 4 flying geese. And those are for this right here is what I'm working on. I'm never going to catch up with chat, so we're just going to say, I love you guys. These were just scrap pieces I had. I put 2.5 inches or 2-inch strips at the bottom for what you would use. That way they would be bigger than you needed. These are actually 2.5 inches, but you can get away with 1.5 inches. So instead of using a light box, I am just lining up this edge with this edge. And sewing the line between 1 and 2. Back stitching, stopping at that intersection, fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm going to do the 2 on, no, I'm not. This fabric isn't big enough to do that. I was going to say I was just going to do the 2 on all of them and then go back and do the 3, but not today. We're not. Push it back, give it a press it with your iron. Going to use the 1/4 inch mark on this ruler because I put my other one away. Actually, I'm not. I forgot. These don't have the 1/4 inch inside marked. So I'm just using the size of the paper to cut off. Like I said, that quarter shop makes the outlines much bigger so you can cut down and get exactly what you're wanting. But this works too. And it uses less fabric. When in doubt, use more though. Because this is not fun taking apart. Let's see if I can get this on this side. Lining my fabrics up, flipping it back, making sure that my papers are covered by the piece of fabric I'm adding. Raw edges lined up right there. No light source needed. I think you can see it right there. Yeah, you can see it. 1/4 inch over. Off the paper, back stitch, off the paper. Another side, stay on the line. These are actually things I say to myself the entire time I'm sewing. Oh my goodness. Give it a finger press. Covers the entire piece of paper, which is what we want. I started to make 2 more of these yesterday to save time today, but my body didn't want to, so we didn't. And there. And if, when I put these together, I pay attention to that point right there, I will not lose my point. Don't leave cutty things where they can hurt you. Okay, the next one, too. Get right there. See, this is what I do. I was like, can I get that right there? And then I'll flip it, and I'll think, no. Yeah, that's too close. We're not going to do that. I fidget more. I know. So lining my raw edges up. Following the lines, stopping at the point. Whoops. I almost stopped at the point. Now, I know Halo and Mom missed my introduction where I explained the blue wrenches. Behave, you too. I know. It's hard. Oh, I like teasing. Oh, goodness. You know, I'm going to scroll up and get in the chat eventually. I should not have left that there. I may have to get me some more purple out. Lining my edges up. I usually hang on to my threads back here with my hand. You know, I didn't learn anything from home ec, but I think I learned that. Somehow it's stuck. Okay, I learned very well from home ec. Other than if you put a boy at a table with a bunch of girls and then you give them the subject of what job do you want? The boy put pimp. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Of course, he wasn't serious, but it was funny. Only because nobody thought he was serious. See, that's what I remember from home ec. Bad. Self-edit, Coleen. And I'm not going to say perfect, but very nice flying geese. You know what? It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to start going back to the chat, seeing how y'all doing. I'm going to move the camera up, so don't freak out. I hope I moved it up. Yep, I moved it up. Oh, well. Sorry, I did not get this done in the hour that I allotted, but the hour is what I've got. So that's what you got me for. I have to leave in 20 minutes to take my son somewhere to get a license. He'll get the permit. He aces the written test. Anyway, let me get in chat and see what everybody is up to. Kindle my mouse. I was gone a long time. Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier and I forgot to say. If you use the @ sign and start typing like @ practically creative or @ Len, their name will fill in and it will tag them so they see it. And you can do that to get my attention if you need my attention. I think we're talking about pets. Oh, can we duplicate ourselves? I missed something. See, this is why I have to watch my chat back. And chat takes a little while to come up sometimes. I've seen it come up right away, and other times it can take hours. No, shop hop. Oh. Oh, I don't know why the bot's not working. It's really frustrating me, though. Let's see, where is... in case you missed the links to the book I'm working out of, and the half square triangles, which Angel needs a clone of herself, Melissa says. Angel is sold out of the triangle, the half squares that I'm using. These. So there's an Amazon link. The book she still has, and I'm pretty sure I saw a third card deck that she has. I only have the first one. The other two are going to be on my wish list. I'm going to put those in there for everyone. Lynn is off for the the Quilt Festival. 3 days next week. Looking forward to that. Yay. Yes, Halo, you're trying to clone yourself. Stop doing weird things. Self-edit. Just say. Is there anything else I need to link to that I haven't? Let's see. Got the book, the boxes. There was an FPP. I'm going to have to do some troubleshooting. Maybe I can get my tech support to do that for me. He did just, graduate summa. We went through this last week. Summa cum laude? Whatever the highest one is, that's what he graduated. Have I mentioned that? A little bit proud. There's the newsprint that I use for FPP and the Flying Geese at the Fat Quarter Shop. Clearly, I'm not a mormon person anymore. Pardon my coffee drinking. Let's see. Oh, Sylvia, yes, I will. Sylvia does custom FPP. I will if you tell me where I am. I think it's with Sylvia. It has all the commands. This morning I went through and updated all the commands. And somehow I even stopped it from telling you to thumbs up. So there's how you can contact Sylvia and get your own custom FPP. And the doghouse that I'm doing FPP, I was going to put that pattern in. It's hard to remember what I put them in under. There they are. Which, like I said, is going to be premiere this Friday. So it means I'm going to be in live chat, but it's going to be a pre-record. And there's 2 parts left this week and next week of that. And then I'll get the cat up. I'm going to do them all as premieres so we can chat, so you can ask questions. Hopefully Sylvia is there to save me, So Sylvia wants to look for that paper. Okay. I think we got it in. I think we got it all done, and I appreciate everyone joining me and being in the chat. I really do. And if you missed one of my lives, there's always the replay. I have them all. YouTube keeps them all for us. I also have some uploads if you want to try to watch some weirdness evolve through the last couple of years. Seriously. I'm going to put up that 3-yard quilt that I edited that's going glitch. Just because it was so beginner. Yes, I didn't say bad. It was so beginner when I started. Everyone have a good day. Be the light you hope to see in others, and come back and see me next Tuesday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And my friends. And hey, if you get in the comments, put something nice. I don't care if it's my comments or somebody else's comments. Say something nice to them. Be kind. And I had a friend who just had, I say friend, everybody's my friend. They just don't know it. I was having a hard time. The bigger the channel got with some just impolite, rude comments. If you don't have anything nice to say, it is quite okay to not say anything. Love you guys. Bye.